You are exhausted. You explain, you justify, and you present every piece of evidence, desperately hoping they will finally understand your side of the story. But look closely at the results. Every word you utter is merely adding fuel to a fire that was never meant to be extinguished by logic. In the distorted world of a manipulator, your explanation is not seen as the truth. It is a weapon they sharpen to use against you later. Every logical point you make is twisted into a new accusation, pulling you deeper into a labyrinth of confusion, guilt, and deep emotional pain. Welcome to Dark Side Dynamics. Today we are going to explore the ultimate power move, learning how to use strategic silence to win the game. Stop fighting on their terms. Stop giving away your energy. It is time to reclaim your power by choosing to say absolutely nothing at all. Why do they constantly press you? Why do they hurl such absurd, baseless accusations at you? They are setting a trap for your emotional response. They need you to speak. When you open your mouth to defend yourself, you are handing them the keys to enter your private mental space. By explaining, you are subconsciously admitting that they have the authority to judge you. You are validating their false narrative by engaging with it. A manipulator does not crave the truth, they crave the rush of control. Your explanation is seen as the highest form of your submission. They feed on your frustration. The more you try to make sense of the madness, the more they thrive on the chaos they have created. Your words are the fuel for their engine. Without your reaction, their drama has no audience, and their accusations have no power to hurt. They want to keep you in a state of perpetual defense. If you are defending, you are not leading. You are merely reacting to their whims. Every time you try to correct their lies, you take another step deeper into their maze. It is a game designed for you to lose. The trap is psychological. It relies on your innate desire to be understood and your sense of fairness, things the manipulator does not possess. When you stop trying to be understood by someone who refuses to understand, the trap loses its grip on your mind and your heart. Silence is the only response that cannot be misquoted. It is the only shield that they cannot pierce with their twisted logic and lies. In the dark world of psychology, attention is the primary currency. Whether it is positive or negative, it serves as their vital life force. Even your anger, your tears, and your desperate pleas for mercy are forms of narcissistic supply. They need your energy to feel significant. The manipulator is constantly calculating the profit they can gain from your emotional outbursts. They are trading in your peace of mind. When you stop explaining, you are essentially cutting off their oxygen supply. You are declaring that their stage is no longer worth your performance. You are making them bankrupt in terms of power. No reaction is the most devastating attack possible against a controlling, hollow ego. Time spent explaining is time stolen from your own growth. Every minute you give them is a minute you lose for yourself and your peace. Your attention is valuable. Do not spend it on someone who uses it to build a prison for you. Keep your currency for yourself. When the flow of attention stops, the manipulator's world begins to tilt. They lose the anchor that keeps their false identity floating in reality. By withdrawing your response, you take back the light you were inadvertently shining on their darkness. You become the owner of your energy. Without your reaction, their drama withers away. It cannot survive in the vacuum of your indifference. It needs your participation to stay alive. Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to not engage with it. Your silence is a wall they cannot climb over. Observe the silence. It is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate expression of your self-worth and your refusal to be moved. Let the storms of their words break against the fortress of your quiet mind. You are the mountain. They are merely the passing wind. Disappearing does not mean you are running away in fear. It means you are withdrawing your soul's presence from their toxic game. When they throw a sharp criticism, it should fall into a vast, empty void. You are no longer there to receive their projected pain. When they ask a loaded question designed to trap you, they should meet a wall of immense, unbothered silence that they cannot penetrate. You don't need to win the argument to win the war. You only need to walk away from the board and stop playing. Your internal compass must be set by your own truth, not by their distorted reactions. If you don't engage, they cannot redirect your path. This is the art of disappearing. You are creating a boundary that is invisible but as strong as tempered steel against their manipulation. Stop being a character in their story. When you stop responding, you effectively delete yourself from their script and regain your own narrative. Leaving. No tracks for them to follow means they have nothing to latch onto. You become a ghost to their attempts at emotional control. The deeper you go into your own peace, the less power their surface-level noise has over you. Silence is your new protective environment. You are taking back your words. Every word unsaid is a piece of yourself you have saved from being misused and misunderstood. Mastering the art of disappearing is mastering yourself. It is the realization that your presence is a gift and you choose who receives it. This is the true meaning of freedom. It is the power to be present in your own life while being completely absent from their drama. Watch carefully what happens when you stop explaining. The manipulator's carefully constructed world will begin to crumble into the sea of nothingness. They will become frantic. They will escalate their attacks and increase the volume of their lies because they are facing their greatest fear. Their greatest fear is the void. Without your reaction to mirror them, they are forced to see the hollow emptiness of their own existence. If you do not exist as a tool for their use, they don't know who they are. Your silence becomes a mirror for their impotence. Their power was always an illusion built on your willingness to engage. When you stop, the illusion collapses under its own false weight. The puppeteer has lost his strings. He can no longer move you to anger, sadness, or confusion. He is left with useless, empty hands. They may shout louder, but their voice will carry no weight. They are screaming into a storm that they themselves created and must endure. The game is over. The rules they made no longer apply to you. You have taken the board away, leaving them with nothing to play. Their legacy of control is being erased by your indifference. You are the force of nature that calmly reclaims the stolen territory of your mind. Your silence is the ultimate truth-teller. It reveals their desperation and their inability to exist without a victim to drain and control. Let the bridge to their world fall. You don't need to cross it anymore. You are safe on the other side in your own reality. The hunter has become the observer of his own failure. By refusing to be the prey, you have ended the cycle of the hunt. In this collapse, you find your core strength. The destruction of their influence is the birth of your own unshakable internal peace and power. True strength does not lie in having the last word, but in the profound realization that you don't need to say anything at all. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your worth. Your value is inherent and is not up for debate or negotiation with anyone. Your silence is your declaration of independence. From the very moment you stop explaining, you strip them of their most powerful psychological weapons. You are reclaiming your crown. You are the sole ruler of your thoughts, your emotions, and your reactions to the outside world's chaos. The cage was only held together by your engagement. Now that you've stopped, you are free to fly as high as you want. Balance is restored. By choosing yourself over their drama, you have aligned your internal world with the truth of who you really are. This is the peace that follows the war It is a quiet, steady growth that no manipulator can ever reach or touch again. Walk toward your own light. The darkness behind you has no power to pull you back if you simply refuse to look at it. Be like the tree, deeply rooted in your own truth, unswayed by the passing winds of opinion or the storms of malicious intent. Your boundaries are sacred. Protecting them with silence is the highest form of self-respect. You have become your own greatest protector today. Manipulators live for your reaction. Starve them with your silence. This is Dark Side Dynamics, where we teach you to master the shadows. Keep your ground and never let them dictate your frequency. Subscribe now to continue mastering the complex psychological games of the modern world. Stay sovereign, stay silent, stay powerful. We will see you in the next episode as we dive deeper into the dynamics of the mind.